Hello everyone, welcome to the geography class of standard 9th. The lesson that I am going to continue today is major landforms. Given on page number 36 of your geography book of class 9th by R.K. Jain. Children, you have already learnt in the previous videos regarding this chapter that landforms are the natural, geographical or physical features on the Earth's surface. In the previous videos, you have already studied mountains and plateaus. Now today we are going to study plains. Now children, what are plains? Plains are vast open lands. Now children, let us study plains in detail. A plain is a broad area which is almost level without much ups and downs and generally flat all around. They can cover a very large area like hundreds of square kilometers. More than half of the entire earth, that is complete earth, is covered by plains. Every continent has got plains. That is a vast, fertile, level land. Hence children, in geography, a plain is a flat, sweeping landmass that generally does not change much in elevation, that is in height. Plains occur as lowlands, that is low-lying areas along valleys or on the doorsteps of mountains, as coastal plains and as plateaus or uplands. Now children, how are plains formed? Scientists believe that the first plain on earth were created by the lava from volcanoes. The lava pushed up to the surface of the earth and made some areas flat. Other plains have been formed by erosion, that is the wearing of the soil by different agents like wind and water, which occurs when air, ice or water wears away at land and little bits, that is pieces of the land, are washed away. Erosion can turn hilly land into a flat land. Now children, let us study where are plains located. Occupying slightly more than 1/3 of the terrestrial surface, that is the land surface, plains are found on all continents except Antarctica. They occur north of the Arctic Circle, in the tropics and in the middle latitudes. Plains are broad, nearly level stretches of land that have no great changes in the elevation, that is height. Plains are generally lower than the land around them. They may be found along a coast or inland. Coastal plains generally rise from sea level until they meet higher landforms such as mountains or plateaus. West Siberian Plain or the Russian Plain is one of the largest plains in the central Russia. It occupies an area of nearly 12 lakhs square miles between the Ural Mountains in the west and the Yenisei River Valley in the east. Now children, let us study how are plains useful to us. Plains are useful because due to their flat topography, that is level lands, they support agriculture and farming, which are essential, that is necessary to support a human population. Also, it is easy in the plains to set up industries and develop means of transport and communication. Now let us read plains from your textbook. So open your book on page number 40, topic plains. Plains are the lowlands where the slope of the land is gradual, that is slow, but never abrupt, that is uneven. The plain areas can be flat, moderately rolling or even hilly. The plains are seldom alike, that is similar or same, and their height above the sea level varies. As children, you already know that the plains height is always measured above the sea level. Plains are formed both by the internal forces, that is the forces that are generated from inside the earth, and the external forces, that is the forces that are generated on the earth's surface of aggradation, that is the process of filling up of depression on the earth's surface, and degradation, that is the process of reducing the elevations They, that is plains, range in size from being very small to very large and are found in all latitudes. Some of them are found near the sea coast, while others are found in the interior of the continents, that is, the part of the continents which are away from the sea. Plains are far more thickly populated than mountains and plateaus, as their climate is suitable for the survival of human. Moreover, they have fertile soil which is suitable for the growth of the food crops for the survival of human. Now let us study the types of plains on the basis of their classification features with their examples. Many plains are covered in grass and are called grasslands. They are home to many species of animal life, for example, the Argentine pampas. Other plains may be covered in trees and become forest. For example, Tabasco Plain of Mexico. Some others may be covered in ice, for example, the tundras in the Arctic region. Still, others may be deserts, for example, parts of Sahara in North Africa. Based on the way they are formed, plains are of three types. Number one, structural plains, then erosional plains and depositional plains. Let us study them in detail now. The first type of plain that we have is erosional plain. Ice and water may erode, that is, wear away the soil. It means that it carries away the soil with them. This eroded soil may be deposited in the lower lying land, and this piling up may result in a plain. Examples, plains of Finland. Now, the next main type is structural plains. Structural plains. Volcanic activity can form plains. Lava pushes up and flows across the land. When it cools down, then fertile plains are formed, which are known as the structural plains. For example, central lowlands of Australia. Thus, we can say that they are formed due to the upliftment of the submerged land masses. That is, the land masses which were once a part of a water body, and due to sudden tectonic movements, they have rised up. Now let us read structural plains from your textbook. So coming back to page number 40, structural plains. As I have already told you, most of the structural plains have been formed due to the upliftment of the submerged land masses. The coastal plains are also formed by the upliftment of a part of the sea floor bordering a continent, that is the sea floor which is near to the continent. The coastal plains become broader towards the sea due to the deposition of materials brought down by the sea waves, that is mainly the sediments. Offshore beaches formed in this manner are found all over the world. The Great Plains of USA and the coastal plains lying between the Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea in India are typical examples. That is, the western coastal plains in India, which is being divided into Konkan coast and Malabar coast. The next important type of plain is the depositional plains. Rivers and their tributaries may also bring down the fertile silt, that is the mixture of sand and clay or alluvium. This makes the plains very fertile and many crops can be grown in these areas. For example, Indo-Gangetic plains of India. This is the reason why most of the population of India is found in the Indo-Gangetic plains in the states of UP, Punjab, Haryana and West Bengal. These plains can further be divided into alluvial plains, drift plains and loess plains. Let us discuss them in detail. The first type of depositional plain is loess plain. When loose sand is pushed around by the wind, it settles down in certain places, forming loess plains. Next is river plains. A river deposits its load, that is the sediments, flooding the surrounding areas, leading to the formation of a plain. Now we have delta plains. A river reaches the sea or ocean and deposits its load around the mouth, leading to the formation of a delta plain. This is the image of a delta plain or a drainage basin in which you can see the small streams in blue lines and a main river in the center to which the streams are joining, and after that the river is flowing into the ocean, and before flowing into the ocean, at its mouth, it is forming a delta by depositing all the sediments that it has brought down along with it while coming down. Now we have lacustrine plain or lake plain, which is a plain formed due to the past existence of a lake and its accompanying sediments accumulation, that is deposition. Lacustrine plains can be formed through one of three major mechanisms: glacial drainage, differential uplift, and inland lake creation and drainage. Lake plains can have various uses depending upon where and how they form. This is the image of a lacustrine plain formed by the deposition of sediments brought by it. Next is glacial landforms. Glacial landforms are landforms created by the action of glaciers. Most of today's glacial landforms were created by the movement of large ice sheets during the Quaternary glaciations. Some areas like Fanos Canadia and the southern Andes have extensive, that is huge, occurrence of glacial landforms. Other areas such as the Sahara display rare and very old fossil glacial landforms. This is the image of a glacial landform. Now let us read depositional plains from your textbook. So coming back to your page number 40, depositional plains. When the sediments brought down by the natural agents of transportation such as water, ice and wind get deposited in the depressions, that is a hollow made on the earth's surface, the depositional plains are formed. These plains can be further divided into alluvial plains, drift plains and Lewis plains. This is the image of a depositional plain. The Gangetic Plains in India, the Havango Plains in China and the Po Valley in Italy are examples of alluvial plains. So give some examples of alluvial plains: Gangetic Plains in India, Havango Plains in China and Po Valley in Italy. These plains are formed by the alluvial deposits brought down by the rivers, that is the mixture of sand and clay brought down by the rivers. This is the image of Indo-Gangetic Plains, the example of depositional plain in India, which is a vast, flat and very fertile land. The Canadian Plains and the plains of northwestern Eurasia, that is Europe and Asia together, have been formed by the deposits brought down by the glaciers. Hence, these plains are called as drift plains. I have already explained you drift plains in the previous slides in detail. This is the image of a drift plain, that is the plain formed by the deposition of glacials. The Lewis plains are formed by the depositional work of the wind. Winds carry fine dust particles known as Lewis from barren surfaces, that is the empty surfaces which are not of any use, of interior deserts to the adjoining areas. They are found along normal margins of west, like the deposition of sediments in Rajasthan in the west part of India. A typical example is the plains of northwestern China. When the sediments are deposited in a lake basin, the lacustrine plains are formed. The Valley of Kashmir in India is a typical example of the lacustrine plain. Now let us study the significance, that is the importance of plains. From your book, coming back to page number 41, the plain regions of the world are suitable for agriculture as they have fertile alluvial soil brought down by the rivers, settlement, transportation, etc. Thus, these regions, particularly in the tropical and the temperate regions, that is the regions that lies between 0 to 23.5 degree north and south latitudes and 23.5 degree to 66.5 degree both north and south latitude, are thickly populated. The alluvial plains of the world account for more than 50% of the world's population, as they have suitable living conditions for the survival of human beings, animals, as well as plants. The plain areas which are either too hot or wet normally remain barren, that is empty. They are not fit for any type of agriculture, and undeveloped, such as those in the Sahara and the Congo Basin in Africa. the Amazon basin of South America, the tundra region, and the great Indian deserts in Asia. Depositional plains are more useful to man as they have fertile soils, mainly alluvial soils, which are formed by the sediments brought down by the river, and their water table is near the surface. The terrain, that is landform, is suitable for irrigation and thus has better agriculture prospects. The plain areas generally have a longer growing season, which helps to grow more than one crop in a year, particularly in the tropical climate. The plains in the river valleys have been the cradle, that is the birthplace of civilization from the earliest times. As you have already studied in your junior classes that all the river valley civilizations were formed along the rivers in the past. Like the Indus Valley civilization flourished around river Indus, and Egyptian civilization flourished around river Nile, etc. Most of the big cities are located in the plains. It is easier to construct roads, railways, canals, and airports in the plain areas. Means that the means of transport, irrigations, and agriculture is mainly developed in these regions. The high density of population helps in the development of industries, as the industries get a large number of workers to work with them. This is the image of the world map showing the density of population in different areas as per square kilometer. Now, at the end of my video, I hope that you have come to know about the meaning of plains, the types of plains, significance of plains. Now, your homework is to read the types of plains and solve the related back exercise. Thank you and have a nice day. Stay safe and healthy.